Well. How you going, guys? I can do whatever intro I like because this isn't planned, it's not booked. I have a gang of people. None of my cool guests are coming on. Just sitting here, a little bit frustrated, a little bit happy actually. I'm in a good mood. I'm in a good mood, a bad mood. It's 2021. Who fucking knows, huh? But I'm having a beer on Wednesday night. Got my Less Government, More Freedom shirt on. Yes. Little bloke's going to bed. The dog's chasing the ball. It's fucking madness personified. I fucking can never ever believe how full on this shit gets. It gets crazy. Every time I think we've made it another level of nonsense, we upgrade, baby. Game on. It gets up and up and up and up and up. There is laws coming through that nobody's watching for. I keep sharing petitions and signing petitions. I can't even keep up, right? I got jobs. I have to work for a living, right? Nobody's paying my bills. But there's a fucking new law out every 15 minutes, or there's certainly one they're trying to pump through. These lunatics in power off their heads. They've banned or attempting to ban Tim Quilty and David Limbrick, LDP, elected senators, MLCs, elected by the people. The people voted these guys in. They didn't get there by magic or accident. Hey, buddy. You all right? I'm going to say hello. You're supposed to be in bed asleep. You were asleep a minute ago on my lap, so I put you to bed. Now you see a camera on, you get all excited. Who is it? There's, I don't know, 5 people watching. There's a handful of people. You want to say hello?
No.
Say hi, good night, I'm going to bed. Yes. You can have an eye swap because why the hell not? I don't know. Yeah, have one of them. That'll be all right. Yeah, so look, guys, David Limbrick and Tim Quilty. Hey, Michael, how you going, mate? Nice to see you on board. This is an off the cuff thing. This is just, I've been rattling so much around my poor brain. Let's go, Brandon. That's going to come up in a minute, yeah? I watched that video today. I don't know if you've all seen it. There's nothing fucking cooler than the fact that some stooge tried to cover up for how inept Biden is. We all know Joe Biden's one of the most inept humans on the planet. He is actually a geriatric. Let's be fair. The guy is like the definition. The guy's fucked. And they go to NASCAR and some poor stooge says, oh, no, they're not chanting fuck Joe Biden. They're chanting, let's go, Brandon. And people bought that shit. Some, okay, the left, the loony left. The normal left are all right. There's some sensible people there. But the loony left is fucking off their heads and they buy into this let's go Brandon bullshit. It's fuck Joe Biden. It's fuck it. For any defects that Trump had, fuck Joe Biden is fairly amicable. And, you know, I had this discussion today with some friends, characters, humans I like. And they say, but Trump, he was grabbing women on the pussy. I'm like, this guy sniffs good children. If you listen to the full quote of Trump in that particular where, he talks about grabbing women on the pussy. He says, when you're really famous, you can grab them on the pussy. They let you. The they let you bit is the sign of consent. Now, I know this still fucking confuses people, and this is confusing sexually and fucking colourly and vaccine mandates rise, but it's called consent. If consenting adults are participating, you can grab them on the pussy till your heart's content. And most men would try and grab them on the pussy. Many women do enjoy being grabbed on the pussy consensually. Part of how it works. Sniffing children's fucking nonsense. Right? Sniffing children's wrong. And if Sleepy Joe doesn't really understand that, we've got a serious fucking problem. Okay? We know this bloke has no fucking idea. He's a stooge. He's a puppet that's put up. What's her name? It's not Camilla. Fucking dark Sheila, black Sheila, whatever she is. Vice President. She's not terrible to look at, actually, but she's corrupt as shit, and she's just hoping this old bastard falls off the perch. That's her goal. Hope he falls off the perch. She becomes the first fucking female president in US history. Now, I'm not doing this as it's kind of just an amusing chat because because I'm sitting here and I'm fucking annoyed. Consent for sex is the same as consent for vaccines. Don't have consent, don't do it. Simple as that. Don't touch somebody else's body. Do not touch me on the arm if I don't want to be touched on the arm, because you might get smacked. Just saying. You might get a cuddle too. Depends on what you look like and whether we're friends. What about the net zero plan? That's fucking nonsense. If they're not opening the discussion up, at least for nuclear and all other potential energy discussions, net zero is just fucking nonsense. And I think I saw a report yesterday, day before, China opens 3 or 4 fucking new power plants, or 50 or 60 power plants, 3 or 4 times. Sorry, the power plants that we do nuclear wise. Fuck. We're so insignificant in the grand scheme of things that we could be like fucking net zero until our asses bleed, and it won't make a fucking difference to anything. Australia just goes broke, loses jobs. Fucking nobody's getting the lights on because everybody's too busy sitting there going, oh, we've got net emissions and we're saving the environment. But China's burning the whole fucking planet down. And China's not the only one, you know. They got India and whatever, and I don't mind. Whatever, I get it. People got to have the lights on. Here's a confusing thing for the climate fucking panic merchants. I know. The last 100 years have been terrifying. We've seen it. There's been evidence for 100, 150 years since they've been keeping records recently. But the temperature's going up. There was a fucking ice age a few thousand years ago, Stooges. Ice age. This didn't happen by accident. There was a fucking ice age because planets go through that shit, right? Fucking global warming cause. People aren't that important. People are pretty insignificant creatures. I mean, I like people, some of them, not all of them, but, you know, like, overall, people are pretty insignificant. We're not that important to the planet whatsoever, as earthquakes show us, as tsunamis show us, as tornadoes show us. When it suits them, they pick us up, wrap us, pack us, stack us, and they send us back to where we came from. They don't care. Right? Planet Earth, Mother Nature, couldn't give a flying rat's ass about humans, right? We're no different than any other animal. We do a bit more damage, no doubt about it. But overall, it's overcooked, right? Overcooked. We've overcooking everything at the moment. It's fantastic. It's so exciting. You know, overcooked COVID. Am I allowed to say that on this channel? I'm not giving medical opinions on here, just personal opinions, right? And it's the world's biggest epidemic, so we should be able to say the word without getting into trouble, right? But my view is it's overcooked. It's overcooked. It exists. People get it. Yeah, shit, yeah. You know, got flu, got the woo flu, call it whatever you want. But it's overcooked. It's not as important or scary as people think. Climate change. Again, YouTube algorithms and stuff, and anybody who watches anything I do knows I don't care. I really don't care. I'm not afraid of any of this shit. Certainly not afraid of digital shit. The climate change stuff, yes, there's been an ice age. We've had ice ages. We've had hot time, we've had low time, we've had good time, we've had bad time. And instead of fucking thinking about it and just going, you know what, let's try and look after the planet without being a stooge, but let's also be relevant. The science of climate change is crap. Yes, I fucking agree. Ian Plimer, if you want to check him out, Pissy, Ian Plimer is probably one of the, look, he certainly plays the game. He's an emeritus professor. We all know I'm just an average Joe. That's my whole thing. But yeah, he's bang on. John Ruddick's Liberty Talk. I didn't actually see it, Michael. John Ruddick, look, I was one of the guys who got to grill him into his position in the party. John Ruddick's fucking dynamite. I don't say that about many people. Most people I dislike hugely. John Ruddick, he impressed me. I hit him with hard questions. I'm just, you seem nice and shiny and you've come from the Liberal Party. We'll have you. I hit him with some hard-ass questions. And you know what? Even on the areas we disagree, I can so respect the way he tackles the tackles the things he tackles. Melinda, hey, how you doing? My points for tonight. My point for tonight is not to get too cranky. And I'll tell you what, it's bloody hard work the way everything's going. I can tell you, I get stupid letters from ridiculous companies making threats and pokes me in the eye. And I figured I'd just warm myself up for a little bit and have a beer and try not to smack people in the chops. As far as points, no, there's nothing too serious or permanent. But life in 2021 is fucking mental. It's absolute nonsense. You've heard of Ian Plimer and also, Christopher Monckton's pretty good too. And you know what? Even if they're wrong on some points, I guarantee you the absolute lunatics are wrong as well. Dr. Peter Reid has more than enough credibility to be treated with some respect, and yet, they chewed him up and tried to spit him out the minute he didn't agree with or follow the narrative. And it's the narrative bit that concerns me the greatest. If science is based on following a narrative, it's not really science. Science is about questioning and asking questions and finding information and developing hypotheses and fucking going down rabbit holes. And, the science is settled, it's fucking nonsense, because guaranteed the guys that were using leeches to solve problems back in the 1800s, they thought the science was settled as well. And at one time, the flat earthers thought the science was settled, and they're making a comeback, but I don't actually blame them. There's a fucking T-shirt to be sold in flat earthism. What I've been thinking about a lot this afternoon, and it's the only reason I decided to turn this thing on. Normally when I do this, I try and do it when I've got an interesting guest. But there's some people I actually want to recommend. Ricardo Bosi, I want people to check him out. If you don't know who he is, he's the leader of the Australia One Party, and I respect the guy to the moon. David Limbrick and Tim Quilty, our LDP MLCs down in Victoria, they've both taken a stance and decided to withhold showing their vaccine passports in some ways to their detriment, also to their credit, but also to the discredit of the Victorian government, who are nothing but Stasi. Anybody who's willing to fucking disbar somebody who won't show their vaccine passports. And I've got to get back to it. It's your medical position. It's private. It's nobody's fucking business. The only time your medical position is somebody's business is if there's actually a likelihood of it. Now, COVID-19, I get it, YouTube. This is not medical advice. Don't panic. Don't shit the bed. Calm down, YouTube. All right, I can see you panicking. Relax. But the numbers with this stuff it just isn't as scary as people make out. It's not as scary as people make out. As a comparison, in 2017, flu deaths, influenza, people may have heard of it, used to exist once upon a time. It was, I think, 1,055 was flu deaths in Australia in 2017. Now, I get it, right? That's fucking sad. People dying of the flu like that. People used to die of old age as well. It happened. It was a thing. They used to die of cancers and other such outings. And it's always sad when somebody dies. Always sad. I've lost many people in my life, and I do feel for them. I understand, and I try to be as reasonable as I can be. But death happens. None of us are incapable of passing away. It's not a fucking magic bullet. It really isn't. But here we are, and all of a sudden the panic reigns supreme. Panic reigns supreme. I've got some loved ones who, and anybody in here who's feeling this, I'm sure they are, there's a gun to your head. Your loved ones, people who you care about, They're looking at you like you're a maniac. Why aren't you fucking complying with all this fucking nonsense and bullshit? I can tell you, it's all right for me personally. Right now, I'm not a drug taker. That may surprise you from my position on drugs relative to policy and legislation. Not a drug taker. You find somebody who has known me to be a raging drug fiend in any capacity, whether it be from Panadol to pill popping in nightclubs to heroin or fucking cocaine snorting off toilet seats. Find somebody who can fucking verify legitimately, because now all of a sudden people come out of the woodwork go, oh, I saw it. That bullshit, right? Let me tell you, I've never smoked a cigarette. Never smoked weed. I've been in a room while it's been smoked. Never really done it. I've been in a room while people have done drugs. I personally don't do drugs. Never have, right? I don't really take Panadol. I don't take medicine if I can avoid it. I did when I was a kid. Went through a period where I had I get really bad hay fever. You know what that is? Fucks your sinuses, your eyes. Does some shit to you. I actually had a doctor who put me on when I was a kid. I had to go on desensitization injections, right? And probably part of the reason I'm paranoid and skeptical of this shit, because that shit didn't do me any favors, right? And so the first period was 2 years. You know, 2 years we go for an injection every Monday. Now, Mother had probably clarified the exact details, but every Monday for 2 years, give or take, I think they had little breaks in between, but overall, every Monday for 2 years, they used to pump this arm or this arm with whatever the fuck it was that was supposed to desensitize me to hay fever and allergies, right? And then at the end of the second year, his name was Dr. Trenery, Roger Trenery. I'll never forget the guy because I kept wanting to fucking inject me with shit. And at first, I liked the idea because hay fever kicked my ass so bad. I was always a mess as a kid, you know, like crying, my eyes would be watering, my nose was blocked, you know, I'd be coughing, couldn't breathe. It was horrible. It was a horrible thing, right? And he had the solution. He's a magic doctor. I don't know if he's alive or dead anymore. I used to have to go to Canberra and see him, but he was the guru of gurus. And my parents went to the end of the earth to try and solve this problem for me. So this is not an indictment on my parents. But, you know, I went to sorry. At the end of the second year, look, we had to have a talk, and it wasn't working the way you'd hoped. Let's do another year. So I had a fucking another year of this, right? So another year, every Monday. And the nurse was lovely, Irene. She was a fucking beautiful woman. Really nice-hearted, all that stuff. And to be fair, she injected like nobody's business. I was so good at getting injections when I was, I don't know, 10, 9, I don't know, I was a kid, you know, that whenever other kids were in there scared of getting injections, they used to use me, oh, well, come and watch Dean. Dean will let you do. And I'd sit there and like a fucking hero. Yeah, fuck it, I'll show you how to do it. She's good at this. This is all right. And I was a child. So that was kind of, you know, me being injected. And then we got to the end of the fucking third year, and old mate, this doctor, guru, hero, the best doctor in the whole world, apparently, relative to this particular problem, he was going to expand this to 5 years now. Now I had 5 years. Does this sound familiar? Get your first injection, get your second injection, going for your booster. Better go and get another one. Quick, go. We need to look. It's going to be another fucking week, month, year. Go. And I was at this stage. Well, I got to the point where I objected. And I said, no, fuck this. It's not even working. This is bullshit. Stop it. All right. The argument was 2 years you were going to save me, and I was never going to have to deal with this shit again. Right? I still get it to this day. So fuck if I know what I was doing, let them inject me with this shit for 2 or 3, 4 years. I think it was about the fourth year where I kind of told them to take it, turn it, twist it sideways, and bash it up their ass. And Mum and Dad, look, Mum and Dad were always pretty good. Dad was an outlaw biker when he was a fucking younger man. Mum kind of, I don't know, fell for an outlaw bike, so I suppose there was a bit of a twisted affection there somewhere. But they always gave me that room to, when my decision was made, Thank goodness. You know, and I'll do the same with Ryder. He gets to have those decisions. I gotta look at these things and go, Now, that was the experiment they tried on me back then, right? And I'm sure they meant well. I have no fucking doubt whatsoever that Dr. Trenery, Roger Trenery, Rodney, whatever his name was, he meant well, right? Going to inject this kid, I'll make him super strong, he's going to be epic. Now, I probably am to some degree. Depends on your perspective of me, I suppose, and my perspective of me, but I didn't see any tangible benefits. 2 days ago, I blew up like a fucking balloon for no apparent reason. My eyes were swollen, my nose was runny, couldn't breathe. Hay fever not cured. Good job after 4.5 years or whatever it was when I chucked in the towel and told them they were arseholes. So the question then becomes, is this current hysteria a repeat? Is it, a problem solving? Oh, sorry. Pissy's called me. Are you calling me a black sheep? Because you're probably right, bro. Mate, you've been hanging around fucking in my little space for a while, brother. You know I don't bend, bow. I just do what I do. And some people don't. I could give a rat's ass. I lose no sleep, I assure you. But I do love and respect the people who love and respect me back. That's how I kind of roll. Michael Plymouth, my brother. Man, I fucking love you, dude. Yeah, it's been, mate, Australia's crazy. It's a communist state. I don't even know where to start with you. The vax will cause cancer. Wait for it to watch. Yeah, mate, look. It's it's crazy, mate. Whether it'll cause cancer, I don't know whether it'll be cancer. I don't know whether it'll be fucking... Mate, there's a long list. There's potentials, if, buts, maybes. People's heads start falling off their neck. Pissy, I know what an outcast is, and a black sheep means outcast. Are you calling me one or you one, brother? Plume, mate, it's just... I don't know what this shit's going to do. Nobody knows what this shit's going to do. People get confused and forget about a little thing called thalidomide. I don't know if thalidomide hit the US like it did Australia, but thalidomide was a drug that hit Australia like a fucking tornado. 70s or 80s. Don't quote me on, fuck. I'm just going off the cuff tonight because I fucking feel like it. I'm cranky and moody and feel like venting. Yeah, you and me, brother. Indeed. Outcast, mate, and I'm quite happy to be there, let me tell you. I don't want to be part of a club that's, I just don't want to be part of their club. I really don't. You've probably noticed that with me. I've noticed that with you, and I respect it. I'm a lone wolf as need be, and I'm also a teammate and a friend to those who I feel like deserve it and are worthy of it. And I like to think I got their backs. But yeah, I mean, anybody the thalidomide thing, I think, is very relevant currently. There's been other examples, but the thalidomide's probably the best one, where government spent 2 to 5 years preaching, prancing, fucking doing what they do, carrying on about how important it was. And what a fucking, this best stuff ever. Give it to pregnant women, fucking beautiful. Best stuff in the world. And hindsight's a motherfucker. Because babies have been born with missing limbs. Shit missing. I met a thalidomide lady, and she was fucking lovely. I really liked her. I chilled out with her. She became friends with me because a lot of people don't realise my dad was in a wheelchair for the later years of his life as a quadriplegic. So I got to meet all these people, right? Interesting. And I probably wouldn't have met him before. I probably would have seen him through different eyes. But because he was in a wheelchair, I fucking talked to these people. This lady, she was thalidomide baby, yeah? Which meant, like, her arms were fucking, like, she had, like, hands sticking out of her shoulders. Like she was missing the arm part, and her legs were sort of the same as, I don't know, fuck. And it's not meant to be disrespectful, but it was fucking weird. And the body was all fucked up. And it was this thalidomide shit. Yeah, she was in a wheelchair. She had plenty of money because she got a thalidomide payout, right? Thalidomide payouts apparently were fucking epic. So anybody who's had these vaccines, maybe, your dick might fall off, but you might have $1 million in your bank account. I don't know. Fuck, weigh it up to your own math. I'm not your mum. But She was a lovely lady, but she had this thalidomide shit, and her parents took it. And I asked her, because I've never been shot. And I said, hey, what the fuck happened? How did you end up in this state? I was born like this. Really? You poor thing, that's fucked up. Oh, we had this, we were drinking beers together. She used to drink scotch or whatever. Hey, you'd have to pour one. She'd fucking get stuck in because she's like, fuck, what's going to do? Kill me? Stunt my growth? I don't give a fuck. She's right, 100% right. Now, I sat there and had this discussion with her. And her parents thought they were taking this drug because it was increasing her likelihood, or the mother's likelihood of having a top quality pregnancy, and it's going to be great for the baby. And then she was born missing bits and bobs. Now, that's epically crazy, right? If you are trusting people, a group of people, I don't like to put people into groups. It's one of my things. I try to treat everybody like an individual. But if you work for the fucking government, right? If you're a fucking politician, a bureaucrat, some stooge on their payroll, right? You people can't get potholes right. We can't get roads to run right. We can't get drainage not to have problems. And you people seem to have the audacity to want to tell me what medical decisions I need to take or what medical decisions you need to take. You may be in an age category where these vaccines are excellent. There, YouTube, listen to that one. There you go. I'm giving you a recommendation. Right? Certain age groups where these things might actually be useful and helpful, right? Could be. Fuck, no doubt. Possibly. There are also age groups where it's fucking nonsense and a complete waste of time. Don't come near my kid with one of those needles. It's not happening. Be over my dead body, and after that, we'll see how that plays. Here in Australia, we can't even leave without the government approval. Australia's a modern prison country. Yeah, we are, man. Brother, I'm not sure if you and I have met, but 100% spot on, bro. Australia's become the single biggest prison in the world. Now, we started out the tongue-tied. I'll blame a couple of beers on that. But we started out a colony, a prison colony, and people get very confused. We always like to sell our Ned Kelly history, right? But we love it. And we're all running around with our, Southern Cross tattoos and our shit. Now, I haven't got any tattoos, but, my old man had a few and whatever. Right? So there's people running around, they got the Southern Cross. They're trying to be Australian heroes. Fucking Ned Kelly tattooed on their shit. And while they got Ned Kelly tattooed on their shit, they're going, oh, but Scott Morrison, what do I have to do here? What should I do? What am I doing? I have to have 23 vaccines. And, it's fucking crazy. Missing the whole point that the other half of the country is all birthed from our jailers, right? We all like to talk about Ned Kellys and our fucking outlaws and our bush rangers. And that's cool because, fucking I like them too. But the other portion of the country that started this whole show off, not to forget our nation's first people, right? We'll get into my feelings on the Aboriginal people later because Troge is like a second dad to me. Well, now my dad's dead. He's the closest thing I got to a dad. And, he's an Aboriginal man. Eh? But guess what? We don't carry on about any of that fucking nonsense. We get into business. We get into living life as it is in the country now. Right? We're not worried about the dream time because now's nightmare time and we've got problems to solve. Problems to solve, people. We didn't start off as a colony. Aboriginal thoughts. I'm interested here. I knew you would, Miss Melinda. I can't believe you're sitting there watching, darling. Yeah, look, as I just said, I'm not into all the fucking. When I do political stuff, I don't get up and go, I'd like to thank the First Nations people and all that fucking bullshit because that'd be disingenuous. Terry Wright, Trojan Wright, he was Dad's right-hand man. They fucking ran clubs, fuck whatever they did. Apparently they stole a fire once. You ever stolen a fire? How good's that? What are you going to steal? We're going to steal a fire. Apparently some other pricks had a fire. They wanted it, so when they weren't watching, they went and stole the fire. I don't know. But their family, they're Aboriginals, but I don't specifically. I just sort of look at it and I go, oh, what a shit show. What a shit show. But where we're at, yeah, look, the First Nations people, and don't worry, I got an Anthony Mundine t-shirt in the bedroom. From me, I took Dad. There you go. Here's a good fucking interesting story. All right, here's an interesting story for anybody who gives a fuck, and anybody who doesn't. I'm not going to lose any sleep. I don't care if this gets fucking one view. I really don't care. I'm just felt like venting, so I'm going to. It's fun to be me sometimes because I'm one person who gets to do what he wants, when he wants, how he wants, within reason. Not 100% free, but I'm working on it. When the old man was in, he was in St Vincent's Hospital. Now I can't remember the year, right? But he just broken his neck, so he's quadriplegic. They basically told him he was fucked, give or take. Well, I mean, look, they watered down the diagnosis for us because they didn't want to tell us the reality. But I can read a bit, and I was like, okay, he's C3 and C4. This is what's going on. Yeah, he's going to be fucked. Fair enough. All right, cool. We have to deal with this. That's just how I roll. But he's in St Vincent's Hospital, the old boy, right? And my old man, think about this, right? He was a jockey when he was 9. He had a cracking life. Now, it was interesting, his life. Fucking silly old bastard. But he ended up in an outlaw motorcycle club called the Condors of Armidale, right? You can kind of half Google them. They kind of half exist. They were in the movie Stone, Australian cinematic history in the 70s or something, long before I was born. In the ride along, there's a ride along with a whole bunch of fucking motorbikes. You can actually pick that out if you check it because he had 2 broken legs at the time, was still riding his motorbike with crutches sticking out the back. And according to all of his old biker mates, it didn't matter that he had 2 broken legs. He kept fucking riding anyway because he was fucking mad and he didn't care. Don't know where I get it from. So anyways, the Mundine Danny Green fight. I don't know if you all remember the Mundine Danny Green fight, but it was the first one, right? And it was epic, and everybody in Australia saw about it, and everybody hated Anthony Mundine. He talked too much, fucking runs his trap, whatever. It was kind of, I always liked Anthony Mundine. I thought he's a brilliant athlete. I like Danny Green too. Great athlete, great fight. I won some money on the Roy Jones fight as well that Green beat Roy Jones in. But on this particular period, right, everybody in Australia seemingly, not everybody, but wanted to see Danny Green beat the piss out of Anthony Mundine, right? Mundine at the time was probably the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. He was fucking close. Very close. He was really pushing close to that. As far as I'm concerned, he was getting into the ballpark of that Roy Jones, Floyd Mayweather type capabilities pound for pound. He was fucking on fire, and he talked. We all know he was modelling himself on Muhammad Ali, right? And you can't blame him. If you're going to pick a hero, right? So the old man's in St Vincent's Hospital. They'd fucking decked out his wheelchair, right? And they got this wheelchair going. It was a pimped out wheelchair. I pretty well had to push the bastard around and whatever. And I said to him, look, there's this fight. I've got his tickets. It's at whichever stadium it was in Sydney. And I don't know my way around Sydney. I'm fucking lost from the minute if I walk out of a room, I'm lost in Sydney. Country boy. Anyway, I said, Dad, we're going to this fight. Yeah, and Dad loved Mundine too. And we all like Danny Green. We respect Danny Green, but we fucking love Mundine. We love the shit talking. We love the showmanship. And we love the fact that a lot of people hated him. That was a bit of a thing for me and the old man. We're fucking cool. I don't want to be part of the masses. I've got no interest in joining that club. So we turn around. All right. I had to sort of not quite break him out of there, but I had to break him back in. So to get him out, I'm going, fuck, how are we going to get him here? Right, we're going to have to book a cab. We're going to have to get a cab tall enough because his wheelchair was not the normal wheelchair. It was like, I don't know, like half a head taller. It was fucking ridiculous. It was like an electronic thing, and he had to kind of half drive it. We kind of had to half push it. It was a stupid contraption. Anyway, whatever it was. It's fucking too tall for the normal wheelchair cab. So I ordered an extra high wheelchair cab. But if you've ever tried to order a specialised cab in Sydney, waste of time. You got a better chance of ordering an honest politician. So Anyway, so I ring these guys up. Anyway, this cab showed up and fucking wasn't going to fit him properly anyhow. Like, there was no way he's, So we had to take the headrest off and whatever. And he's going, it's still taking me. Fuck this, boy. So my old man's in his wheelchair and he's kind of sitting in the cab kind of like this because he's, like the roof was sort of here and it didn't quite fit. And he was so desperate to get in this fight. So we were at the fight. We muscled our way in a little bit because I'm like, fuck, wheelchair coming through, fuck, tickets, fuck. So they sent us up to the wheelchair area where we were. You could see down, we're in reasonable seats. I wasn't front row or anything, but we're in pretty good seats. We were happy. It was all right. And where we were sitting was kind of cool. And all these people go, fucking Danny Green, fuck. And the old man, because my old man had this little bit of a thing in his wheelchair where he'd kind of go, I'm going to pick a fight, boy, and you'll finish it. And I'm going, I want to finish it. Stop picking fights for me. I don't want to do that. Shut up. Fucking do it. And like you'd take him somewhere and he'd run somebody over just waiting for them to get pissed off. Like he just liked the confrontation, I think, my old man. But anyway, fair play. I get it. But when you're in a wheelchair, then you throw it off to me like I got to deal with it. So he's sitting there in this stadium. We're watching. People are Danny Green, and I'm wearing the Mundane shirt and he's wearing a Mundane shirt. We're both going, fuck yeah. And we were sending photos back to Trojan Mason's Trojan son. Trojan Wright was Dad's best mate, right-hand man. They were fucking thick as thieves forever and still are to this day, even though Dad's dead, to the point that, I talk to Trojan on the phone all the time and make sure they're all right. And we're family. Anyways, and Trojan's as Aboriginal as it comes. So their whole family's watching this fight and they're looking out for us and we're having a great old time. Anyways, the people in the audience are fucking the shits because Mundane's winning. It was clear Mundane was dominating this fight. There was no if, buts, maybes. Mundane ran laps around Danny Green in that first fight. And anybody who thought anything else wasn't watching the fight. They were watching the names and hoping for a victory. And Dad's laughing. Dad's picking arguments with people. Oh, you dickhead. Fucking, that was bullshit, Mundane shot on him. Anyway, Mundane wins the fight. We're happy. Everybody else is not happy. Dad's picking fights and calling them names and telling them all their shit. And I'm going, we're not going to get out of Sydney in one piece. This is bullshit. And I told the hospital we'd be back at 10:30, 11, whatever the time was. We get out of the fight, trying to get a cab. Can't get a cab that fits him. Not a hope in hell. I think I got him back to the St. Vincent's Hospital about 4 a.m. It was fucking ridiculous. They're looking at me. I've got doctors yelling at me, calling me an arsehole, going, how dare you keep him out this late? And man, I can get a cab. We had a good night. Dad's going, don't fucking talk to him like that. I'm going, Dad, don't pick this fight. I got to sign paperwork with these dickheads. That was interesting. But we had a cracker of a night. And at the end of the day, Mundane's a hell of a fighter. There's no doubt about it. Anybody who says Anthony Mundane can't fight, or, certainly in his prime couldn't fight, has never watched a fucking boxing match because the bloke was pretty fucking good. There was no doubt about the fact that he belonged in that area. Chef, yes. Yeah, you talk about the real problems in the world. Yeah, look, fuck, I try to. And as I said earlier, I usually get cool guests and stuff on. I just literally sat here today and my brain was spinning. So I'm venting. That's what I'm doing. I'm just kind of rocking and rolling, having a beer, chilling out, thinking about some stuff. I got some interesting mail today that made me tickled my bits a little bit. I kind of, you fuckers will pick that fight with me. I think you're underestimating my resolve. I spent 7 years on a particular battle. Anybody with any fucking nous or understanding of my family life will go, I know what you're talking about. But 7 years I was told I couldn't win that battle. I wouldn't fucking get a Guernsey. Couldn't fucking do it. I did it. I'm the most stubborn son of a bitch in the world. And there's no way I'm just going to bend over and let these fucking monkeys tell me how to live my life. I don't think they're capable. I don't think they're capable of telling you how to live your life. I worry about the Australian people. I really do. Because they're good people. Good-natured people. Good-hearted people. Well thought out people more often than not. But the last 5 years, they just seem to turn into fucking blithering idiots. Now, blithering idiots. The nonsense has just fucking escalated and escalated and escalated. The fear. My father was this fucking terrified when he was in his wheelchair, and he had some periods where he was terrified. You know, I watched him. I became his key carer. I wasn't the only carer. But I did become a key carer for him in the last 5 years. First 2 or 3, I had to sell a business and clean up a life and have a divorce and other fun stuff. One sec, just a refresh. Man, it's not a camel and all that. It baffles me a little bit. Baffles me a fucking lot, really. I watch a population that's intimately fearful at the moment for no logical reason whatsoever. And we might catch something and die. Well, that's always been the case. May get sick. No shit, Sherlock. That's always been the case too. There's actually nothing new. Oh shit, that's getting frozen. Hold on, I'll pull the other ones aside. Well, they get frozen. Yeah, whew, there we go. Sorry, gang. A few tuning in, a few tuning out, and fucking whatever. Fair enough, I'm cool with it. But, like, now he was incapacitated to the point that he couldn't use his arms, couldn't use his legs. Most of his body didn't fucking work. And he was never as scared as what I'm watching normal, able-bodied people running around the fucking country at the moment with nothing to be scared of, ever. Was he an anomaly? No, he wasn't. He wasn't special. I mean, he was special to me and my family, of course. But he wasn't. We paint him as Superman, sure, but he's not Superman. You know, he's a bit of a tough bastard, no doubt about it. But I'm watching able-bodied, healthy people running around panicking like fucking lunatics because the TV's telling them to. That's what we got. We have people panicking. And here's what's happening while you're panicking. While you're panicking, the government, who go, fuck you, they're fucking the government again. Yes, they are parasites and thieves. Parasites and thieves. Think about those words. If a mafioso showed up at your door tomorrow, knocked on the door and said, hey, how you going? We're going to take 50% of what you own. You're going to do as you're told. We're going to inject you with some shit. If you don't, we're going to fucking bully and intimidate your children and possibly take them off you. And then we're going to bash you senseless. You'd be like, fuck off, fool. Get off my lawn. But that's what's happening. This is 2021. I'm sad for where the country's at. I'm very sad for where Australia's at. I don't know, I'm usually more hyper and or sometimes I'm hyper. And I've got some epic guests coming on fucking soon, so that's alright. This is an event. But we got 2 elected MLCs in Victoria, David Limbrick and Tim Quilty. Google them, YouTube them, fucking follow them on Facebook, give them some support. Have been staunch enough. They've gone and got vaccinated because they wanted to. They chose to. They looked at it all and went, yeah, fuck, cool. They're probably in the age groups where it's worth thinking about. And they went and did it. But they also turned around and said to the government, no, there's no way we're showing you a vaccine passport. Go and get fucked. Vaccine passports are a complete violation of everybody's human rights. They're a disgrace. There is absolutely no reason for you to have to justify your medical fucking status to any fucking body. let alone some fucking stooge from the government. None. Not a minute of it. Right? They are not entitled to know. Does the government need to know if you like bum sex? No, none of their business. Liberal Democrats fought hard for gay rights, gay marriage, all that shit, right? I've had mixed feelings over some of it, but I also go, it's your choice. Two consenting adults do whatever you want. Who the fuck is the government to know about that? None of their business. My argument with defending gay rights was none of the government's business whether you're gay or not gay. Well, if you want to get married, not their business. The government has no place in any of these positions. Government has no business telling you what to do in your fucking backyard, what to do in your bedroom. They have no business telling you who you can be friends with. They have no business telling bikers who they can hang out with. Right? And there was a recent question where Campbell Newman has become a member of the LDP, my Liberal Democratic Party. And I say mine because I've put a lot of effort and time into it since 2013 when I became a member. And Campbell Newman was the Premier of Queensland, if you don't know who he is. He also brought in the fucking abhorrent VAR, I think they call them VAR laws. These fucking horrific laws they brought in Queensland regarding bikers. They targeted bikers and they tried to single them out. They gave them a hard time about wearing their colours and hanging out with who they want to hang out with. Basically, it's a violation of freedom of association. Now, I haven't had a conversation with Campbell, I'll be honest. Campbell, the door's open, gates open on Resolute TV as a formal thing. Or if you just want to ring me up and have a beer, well, that's fine too, brother. But those laws pissed me off. I disagreed with everything you come out with in that particular period regarding those laws. Your stance on legalising drugs or decriminalising them, I agree. You're legalising and decriminalising gay marriage, I agree. In that particular period of time, there were some things you did I thought were fantastic and some I thought you were fucking disgrace. That doesn't mean we can't modify, but anybody who thinks freedom of association is a problem is going to have a problem with me. I support outlaw motorcycle gangs as long as they're not hurting other people. Now, I know, I get it. Yes, fucking contradictory. Maybe, sort of, right? The no harm principle is simple. You can cruise around in a motorcycle gang, there'll be 400,000 of you for all I care. But as outlaw as you like, as long as your crimes aren't hurting other people. Now, that's a hard argument. It's a challenging argument, sure. But I'd rather you blokes sort that out than those parasites in Canberra. That's just me, right? If I had a choice between dealing with, the head of the Rebels motorcycle gang, what was his name? Vella. Was it Alex Vella? I'd rather sit down and have a beer with him. I reckon I would get more logical sense out of him than I would Scott Morrison at the moment. I'd get more honest sense out of Alex Vella than I would Scott Morrison or any of the other presidents of the Outlaw Motorcycle Club. I reckon I could sit down, have a beer with them over the table here, go, right, these are the problems. How are we going to tackle them, son? I could sit here with Scott Morrison, look him in the eye, he'd tell me lies and bullshit, he'd crap on, and then he'd go and do the complete opposite. I have no faith in any of our premiers in Australia. None. There's not one of them. People go, oh, Dom Perrottet's fuck. And some of my libertarian friends, my LDP friends, even some of the Liberal Party kind of friends I got, and some, the Labor Party friends hate him, but hey, whatever. I don't discriminate too much on friends, but Dom Perrottet has no runs on the board. He's given me no hope whatsoever. He's done a few little manoeuvres. I don't want manoeuvres, I want fucking results, Dom. Come in, open the fucking joint up. Cut this. Shove your vaccine passports fair up your ass. All right? Shove your mandates up your ass. You can't be pro-freedom, but on some occasions, make your fucking mind up. Make your mind up. I don't care. I couldn't give a rat's ass. But if you're going to come at us, and you're going to declare this, and you're going to declare that, that's fine. Declare it to your little heart's content. Declare it till your head explodes. Right? But you can't be both. You can't be for freedom while locking people up. You can't be for freedom while mandating injections. You can't be freedom while saying you can't work if you don't have an injection. That's oxymoron. It doesn't work. You can't have it both ways. You're either a dictator, totalitarian, authoritarian. Doesn't matter which one you want to run with. Makes no fucking difference. Right? You're either telling people what to do, or you're supporting them in their choices. Now that's the difference. In a freedom-led government, you'd be supporting people in their choices, encouraging them in their choices. You'd be suggesting better options. Now, government shouldn't be mandating vaccines. Not mandating, not bullying, not fucking intimidating, not harassing, none of that shit. What they should be doing, taking the best medical information, the best honest medical information. Find the best and the most honest medical information, be a politician, and go, hey guys, Dean McRae here, Prime Minister of Australia. The best medical information we have, the most honest information we have is the following. And you roll out fucking details, right? All of them, okay? The good, the bad, the ugly. These are the things that can happen. These are the things we think might happen. This is how it's going to fucking roll, blah, 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 right? And then what you do is you say, as consenting adults, we, as your elected officials, I'm not elected, nobody elected me to do dick, right? But as your elected officials, we know it's your life. They're your families. This is your country. We're here to support you in the decisions you make. Here's all the facts and the information. Here are some recommendations based on those facts and that information. We've got access to some doctors who know some shit. So we're going to open the door up, fucking, have access to these doctors. Then you go and make your own fucking mind up, right? And then what consenting adults choose to do, their own fucking business. Not the business of the politicians, certainly not the business of the glorified, unelected bureaucrats. I didn't deflect Kerry's fucking chant. Fuck off. Right? If I wanted her opinion, I'd ask her for it. I haven't asked her for it, so she shut her trap. Right? To be fair, I didn't ask for Scott Morrison or any of those other fucking clowns either, but we're kind of stuck with that system. But I certainly didn't fucking ask for the opinions of any of these unelected bureaucrats. They can go fuck themselves sideways. On your bike, see ya, fuck off, right? Out the door. We're just in a position where if we're all in this together, if the government was honest, honest government, you're fucking kidding. We're not getting that till fucking I'm elected or Ricardo Bosey's elected or David and Tim down in Victoria get the top job, some shit like that, right? What we're stuck with is lying bullshit artists trying to sell you what they're trying to sell you. Why is it that all this COVID-19 Wu flu fucking vaccines and shit is free? Now, we all know it's not free. I think it's $80, $90 a tick, and it's going onto your children's and grandchildren's wages. Anybody want to tell me why it's fucking free, yet cancer treatment's not? We know cancer's a problem. That's a hell of a problem. Cancer's been whooping people's ass for years. Somebody want to tell me how come the government's willing to fund, what is it, 60, 70,000 fucking Wu flu tests a day, but won't fucking, pay for a kid's cancer treatment with our tax dollars? Because as a taxpayer, I know which one I'd rather fund. I'd rather fund curing child's cancer if possible. I would rather support, with the Ride for Joe, we look at supporting the cancer ward at Wollongong Hospital. We've done it. We've put runs on the board. We got off our ass and we made a little thing happen. Real people doing real things. Instead, we get these fucking clowns, pushing the shit. Yeah, Big Pharma. Fuck Big Pharma. Kiss my ass. Say, fuck off. This flu shit is literally, it's just fucking salesmanship. I've run the numbers. Anybody who wants them, fucking ask me. Me and my mate Irv, we sat there, we did a layman's count, let me tell you. Yeah, here you go. Now the scientists are shooting bricks here. Some laymen have calculated this, and they've done it without all bullshit, with no fluff and nonsense. And it doesn't add up. None of it adds up. But I tell you what does add up. Cancer treatments add up. Leukemia treatments, they add up. Fucking all these poor buggers with real issues, legitimate issues, things that have been fucking people up for years. It still happens. Yet the government's not going to pay for none of that. Too busy paying for this fucking bullshit. My kids' are going to be paying. I think somebody said the other day, $125,000 is what a newborn baby is already in debt with to our government. What a disgrace. What a fucking disgusting disgrace. These people running up accounts. It's like me going down to the pub drinking fucking 40 tons of beer for the next 20 years and then just saying, oh, just add it up and give it to the boy when I'm dead. All right, it's a disgrace. I think it's $85 a tick for a COVID test. Walk into a building at the moment and tell me you don't have to have a COVID test. Oh, wait, it won't happen. All right? You go to the doctor for a fucking broken leg and they want you to have a COVID test. Another $90. Ticked up to the taxpayer. Tick it up. Oh, yeah, tick it up. Fuck. This is some fucking bullshit. The rort's in, the fix is in, the game's on. I'll tell you what, I fucking have got very, very little tolerance for this shit. Not quite ready to parastorm? Paratroop my ass into fucking Canberra yet. I think there's other ways to do it. I still think democracy's got a hope, but not much. And I think we need to be planning for alternatives. Democracy. Ask the Victorians how democracy's going with Tim Quilty, David Limbrick. And there's two others booted their asses out as well. I think a guy from Shooters and Fishers, Miss Sheila. Fuck, what's her name? I'm going to have to get her on to actually have a formal fucking chat with her on. Cassandra Cummings. Oh, look, check her out anyway. There was 4 of them in Victoria. She seems pretty switched on. Kicked out of Parliament. So if you can have people who were elected by the people kicked out of Parliament for not following the rules of the dominating government, is democracy worth a squirt of cat's piss? The answer has to be probably fucking not. Probably fucking not. That's embarrassing, is it not? And people go, well, you're drinking beer and having these thoughts. That's inappropriate. I don't fucking care. We're not quite in an apocalypse yet, but it's coming. When it comes, I'm all right with it. How come you don't have a vaccine? Well, somebody's got to fucking knock all your zombies on the head when it fucking happens. That was a Denzel meme. I liked it. It amused me. Can't have these thoughts if you're going to run for Parliament. No, I can do whatever the fuck I want and run for Parliament. I'm an Australian citizen. I was born up in this bitch. And I'm not happy with it. Very disappointed with it. And the problem is with our government, we don't have an opt-out plan. You fucking not happy with your phone plan and the service they're giving you, what do? You opt out and you go, I'm going to go find a different phone provider, different electricity provider, different builder, building your house. Don't know what your school's teaching your kids. Guess what you do? You wrap them, pack them, stack them, move them to a different school, your own school. I'd like to opt out of my government, please. We don't have an option for that. I'm sorry. You what? I can't opt out of paying tax if I'm not happy with the services that my taxes are providing. That seems a bit fucking town. It's like you're selling me shoddy goods that I haven't asked for. Shoddy goods. If I go to your shop and buy shoddy goods, do I get a refund? More often than not. Not when it's the government. And here's the other fucking thing. It's like organised crime, right? These pricks get fucking taxes 50%. It's actually, I think Emily Dye worked out for Liberal Democrats fucking she did a tax. We employed her to do a fucking summary. It was 54, 56%. She used Victoria as a base model, but it was 56% or some fucking thing is what everybody's paying in tax overall. 125 different taxes in Australia. 125. Paying nearly 50% fucking tax, or 50% give or take. All right, so half for every dollar you make, 50% of it the government steals. Good job. And here we are sitting here. Going, yeah, it's not that bad. It's all right. Oh, we got Medicare. Look, here's what I would give. Here's what I would put forward. The highest corporate tax rate in the fucking world. And you're 100% pissy, mate. We're at fucking 30%. Yeah, mate, we are a laughing stock of the world. There is no fucking doubt about it. You know, like, we could do so much better. There is so much more we could do as a country. Lucky country. The fact that we are the lucky country is the only thing that's keeping us from a fucking disaster, right? It's held us off this long. I don't know how much longer it's going to hold us because we're just about fucked. And now, again, 125 different taxes in Australia you're paying. Stamp duties, taxes, fucking, levies, whatever other bullshit you fucking want to call it. 125. Now, at least a fucking mafia boss will come in and say, listen, you need to pay me a tax. It's going to cost you fucking, I don't know, $1,000 a week, whatever it is, right? At least they're honest enough to just go, fuck, there's one. You just make one payment, fuck you, and you're all right. These pricks, 125 of them, they're sneaking them in left, right. Oh, there's one here, there's one there, fucking. Sneak, hide one. Oh, there's one over there. Oh, hello, another one. It's like, what's that Pokemon Go shit where they find out? It's crazy, man. 125 taxes we're paying. That's nonsense. And not only are they taxing us blind, right? They're robbing us sideways. Yes? Absolutely robbing us sideways. 50%. Now, if the mafia was taking 50% of your money every week, right? They would end up in profit at the end of their shit. Our country's in debt to the point that our children are in debt 125 grand before they're fucking born. That's crazy. These pricks get to rob everybody. They get to steal off all of us. And they're still going broke. That's how shit they are at managing money. And then they turn around and say to you or me, hey, how's your credit rating? How's your credit rating? Hey, isn't it good? The fucking audacity on you, motherfuckers. The audacity. You guys are going broke while stealing 50% of everybody's money. You want to know how I'm doing with the 50% you've left me with? Fuck off. None of your business. Right? Stick your senses up your ass. None of your business. Unbelievable. This is what we're dealing with. Right? It's fucking nonsense. Look, it does my head in, guys. We all know the fuck I get passionate about it. It pisses me off. But really, I just felt like having a bit of a chilled conversation, rattle some stuff off my head while I was rattling off. By the way, any companies that think about mandating fucking injections, breast enlargements, itchy feet, missing legs, whatever you want to mandate, right? Be well aware there's going to be plenty of lawyers ready to rattle and rock and roll in your asses. I'll fucking employ a few of them. It'll be fun. To the people scared, no, there's going to be some people scared. And they're sitting there going, you're right to be scared, 100%. This is the scariest time in modern human history. There's no doubt about it. When I say modern human history, you know what I mean. These governments are just off fucking chops. They're unaccountable. They're unaccountable. They don't account to the people. They don't answer to you. And they should. The only justification for them is to answer to you. Please remember that. If you're scared, message me privately. I'll try and get to it. We get a lot of messages a day. People may be surprised. I'm the guy people want to talk to when they're not brave enough to talk to anybody else, and they don't want people to know they're talking to me because, well, I'm probably on some watch lists and shit. I don't give a fuck. If I can help you, I will. Be strong and be firm. If you don't want that fucking needle, don't take it. We'll find alternatives. You've got nowhere to go, you fucking give me a reach out. I've had refugees before. All right, be strong as you can in the current situation. It's going to be, we're looking at a 2-year, 3-year war at least. And at the end of that 2 to 3 years, we'll all know where we stand. We might not like where we stand. I suspect I won't. I'll be really pissed off where I stand. But 2 to 3 years, we're going to have a fair idea where we stand. Freedoms are either in Australia going to exist or they're not. If they don't, I hope you've got an escape plan. I've got one. How good it is fucking anybody's guess. We'll know when it's put into practice. But cover your bums. Hold your pride. Hold your line. Stick to your moral convictions, your personal convictions. Government ain't never going to give that shit back. If they've taken your soul, they've taken your soul. You can try and fight for it back, but don't give it to them in the first place. Fuck them. All right, guys. I'm fucking get on my next shit. I'll talk to you later. Have a good night. Hope you enjoyed my little teen rant. Got to do it sometime, huh? Sometimes I got to do it. Have a good night. See ya.